Hey, this is Brian with ActiveMelody.com. In this week's micro lesson, we're going to take a look at a standard 1-4-5 progression. Now that's the chord progression that's used in blues and country and rock. And we're going to look at playing it in a different position than maybe one that you're used to, and just give you some ideas for how you might play those chords to make them sound more interesting. That's a common scenario that happens for all of us when we're playing rhythm. How do you make it sound more interesting? How do you get out of first position down here and play some chords in different places with some different notes? So this is going to be played in the key of F, but you can easily transpose this and play this in any key because there's no open strings that are used. So if you'd like to learn both parts, in this video we're going to learn just one of the two parts that I played there. You can get both parts and the tablature for them by going to ActiveMelody.com/micro and do a search for ML052. Alright, so we're going to be learning this in the key of F, which is a fairly non-conventional key for guitar. But what's really cool about this is you can easily transpose everything and play it in any key that you want just by moving it up or down the neck. In fact, if you wanted to play everything in the key of E, you just slide everything down one fret this way and then you're playing in the key of E. So the first thing I want to do is I want to connect everything back to the F chord that we all know, which is this chord down in first position. So if that's one voicing of it, the next one up, the way that I visualize it anyway, is up here in the middle of the neck. And it looks like that. Now this is where we're going to get into the caged system just a little bit. But what I'm doing here is I'm actually playing the C chord shape. So when you learn a C chord down in first position, I realize these aren't the fingers you use, but let's say I was using them. If I were to take that chord shape and just slide those fingers up, put my finger down to simulate where the nut was, I'm now playing an F chord, but I'm using the C chord shape. That's really all caged is. That's the C out of C-A-G-E-D. So I find it easier to not use my pinky because it just sort of gets in the way. All you need are these 4 strings anyway. Actually, all you need are these 3. But I'm going to use these 4 strings, and that's how I'm making the F here. So however you can connect that back to this chord shape, if that's sort of your root or your home base, the way I always do it is I always look at where my pinky is in this bar chord here. I skip a fret and then I come up one more fret and I bar the first 4 strings there. And then I put down these 2 fingers. So I've got my middle finger down on the 6th fret 2nd string and my ring fingers down on the 7th fret 4th string. And I'm playing strings 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that's how I'm making an F chord. And that's really just out of that caged system, but I'm just not using my pinky for that. The other way you may want to think about this, and I've referred to this in lots of other lessons, is that Keith Richards thing where you hammer on between the 1 and the 4 chord. But anyway, that's going to be our 1 chord. That's our F. So what I did from here is, and the other reason I take my pinky off is because it allows me to put it down in other places and create some different rhythm patterns. So what I'm playing is I'm taking my pinky and putting it down on the 7th fret 3rd string, sliding it up to the 8th fret, back to the 7th, and then taking it off, keeping this bar down and these other 2 fingers down the whole time. So all together you have, and the strum pattern for that goes down, up, down, 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 down. Now we're going to follow that same little rhythm, but we're going to switch chords now and go to the 4 chord. So in this case it's going to be a B flat. So if we were playing down here, our B flat chord would be here. Now we're pretty limited on what we can do with our fingers because they're committed to making that chord. But if you play it up here, and all I'm doing, think about making just your proper bar chord just like we did with the F, but we're now barring on the 6th fret. So these 3 fingers are making the E chord shape out of caged system. But we don't need that entire bar chord. We just need the first 4 strings. So we're going to bar the first 2 strings on the 6th fret. Middle finger's down on the 7th fret, 3rd string. Ring finger goes down the 8th fret, 4th string. And then we're going to play the B flat chord like that. And then my pinky will go down on the 8th fret 2nd string. It'll slide up to the 9th fret 2nd string, back to the 8th fret, and then off. That's creating that same rhythm like we did over the 1 chord. And it's the same strum pattern, down, up, down, 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 down. So let's put the 2 together now. We have the 1 chord and the 4 chord. Pretty cool, right? Now we go back to the 1 chord. Now we're going to go to the 5 chord, and it's exactly the same as what we did over the 4 chord. We just slide it up 2 frets. So we go to the 4 chord, which is the B flat, and if we slide it up 2 frets, we're playing a C chord. We're playing it up here. Instead of making a full bar chord, we're just playing the top 4 strings. And that's what we're doing over the 5 chord. So that's really all there is to this rhythm. It's pretty straightforward and easy to play, and it sounds great if you're playing it really fast or if you're playing it really slow. It's very versatile. So play around with it and see what you can do. And also try playing it in some different keys. All right, let me go ahead and back up. I'll play through it one more time. Just remember, if you'd like to learn the other rhythm pattern and get the tablature for all of it, you can go to activemelody.com/micro and do a search for ML053. All right, here we go.